Hello, welcome back to Off the Bench with Braxton and Colby.
I'm Braxton.
I'm Colby, and today we're going to give you a recap of Hamilton County sports. We'll start off with football.
Football did not go as the football team had planned. We had started off with that Red Hill game, talking about that, and then we went to Cesar. We were already shallow with players, and a couple injuries had started, and we didn't think anything about it. We kept playing. By the second or third game, we had a bunch of injuries, which have really deceived our team because we only had 26 players to start with, and we were down to 18, and very few players were able to play at the varsity level, we'll say. And so we ended the season with 1-8, beating Carmi at Carmi, and I mean that's about all we got. Senior night we played Fairfield. Had a horrible first half. It was like 6-30, and then came out in the second half and we outscored them, with the final score being 48-26 maybe, but they still ended up defeating us.
Yep. After that Carmi game, I really thought the season was going to turn around. That was a big win, big conference win, and Carmi did have a down year, but either way, it's still Carmi, and still a team you want to go out there and beat every year.
Carmi, I had played with a hurt hamstring, and then I ended up coming back and not playing against Christopher because of my hamstring. And about the fourth quarter, we were playing well with Christopher, and Jace Cross had got a concussion, which was our leading tackler on defense and our play caller on defense as well. And then so me and him missed the next week or so, and I came back and played against Edwards County and got a concussion in that game. Sample got hurt against Christopher, or El Dorado, I think, hurt his knee. He missed out the season.
Jacob Sample and Wyatt Schuster.
He's
a great offensive lineman, and he last year he was out. Was it all season or most of the season?
All season but 2 games, I think.
All season but 2 games with an ACL. And this year he came out and did something to his AC joint, right?
Yes, he had tore his AC joint in his shoulder before the season even started. So he missed all the season besides Fairfield.
Yep.
Which was
devastating to our team.
Quite devastating, yes, indeed. And then against Flora was the Rotary game. We did not come out on top this year, but our offensive player of the game, standout offensive player of the game, was Dallas Brook, and our standout defensive player of the game was Dylan Wilkerson, which is a freshman, and he has a bright future ahead of him and Dallas both.
Yep, Dallas is a sophomore this year, and Dylan is a freshman. They both impressed me a lot. There's not very many numbers going into these next few years, but there are a few pretty solid athletes that I think will show up through the next few seasons with these seniors leaving. Speaking of seniors, we had Braxton this year, Blaine Eck, Wyatt Schuster, Logan Kinder, Karen Milligan, Jace Cross, Dawson Young, and Aiden Allen. Pretty good senior group, and I think that you guys could have definitely done a lot more if you had more depth. And you have more depth, you don't have as many chances to get injured.
Yep.
And I think the season is totally different.
I agree.
With that talent. Braxton, do you have any funny moments or any memories that you'd like to tell the people?
Off the top of my head, there's not really that stick out and just I don't know.
There's just a bunch that just you enjoy your time with your friends, and it's your last go around with them. And
the last game we definitely shared a lot more laughs than we had the rest of the season, even though it was a 1-8 outcome. I think we realized it was our last game. We all had pretty good laughs out of that one, but I don't know. There's too many for me just to come off and name them.
Yeah. If you had told me when I was in junior high with you guys that this group in high school football their senior year would end up 1-8, I would not have believed you. I mean, there's a ton of talent in this group, and there's only 4 senior athletes, and only you and Jace that play basketball and football. But still, there's talent across your guys' class, and I'm excited to see what we can do this year in basketball with that.
Andrew, you were definitely a big play in this year's season and the outcome of the season, I think.
Yep. Even with you came back, but I mean, your hamstring was bugging you and cramps all the time. Why don't you tell me about that? There's a funny moment right there.
Well, we had put in a play about halftime of the Fairfield game, and it was a fullback screen, which I was not a fullback. I mean, I played a little bit of fullback. I mainly played halfback. I come in at fullback, and they put me in for a screen in the middle, which would have been a gold fullback screen, I guess. And I had caught it, and I made 3 or 4 guys miss, and I broke out into the open field, and I got to about the 30, and I went to look back to see who was close. And about that time, I lost my footing, tripped, hit the ground, and then caught 2 calf cramps, 2 calf cramps. And little to come out, the person that was right behind me was my own teammate.
Yeah, there was not another defender behind him for probably another 10 yards.
Yeah.
You definitely broke loose, and it was going to be an awesome moment. Senior night, right?
Yeah.
And I was so happy to see that, and then all of a sudden, looked like you got shot. Just
yes.
fell over. I was just praying it wasn't your hamstring.
No.
But, all right. So the volleyball season has also come to a close the other night with a loss against Newton. Pretty solid season. Still a losing record, 17-19. But there were definitely some flashes throughout the year with this younger group that we might have a fairly bright future if we keep improving.
The Newton game, it was actually like 21-17 in the first set, and I expected them to go ahead and just lose out, but our girls ended up coming back and it ended up being 28-26, carrying into the second set.
And mind you, that was without 3 varsity players. We had 3 girls on an FFA trip: Annabelle Woodrow, Isabella Halley, and Callan Clark, who have all been starters throughout this season.
Yep.
And so that was pretty detrimental. But we had freshmen Chloe Henderson and Kylie Gray both step up, and I mean they played very well.
Yes.
And
Chloe had 3 or 4 big blocks, 2 or 3 good hits. She played the back row a little bit and had received a couple serves pretty well. Made some good passes to the front row. Kylie had a pretty good. I think she had 2 blocks maybe. She had a kill or a tip maybe. They both stepped up and filled the role pretty well.
And they were just threw out to the wolves that game, and they stepped up. I was very proud of them. Very good to see as freshmen. We had lost our 3 seniors: Racy Phelps, Kaylin Nichols, and Callan Clark. They were all fun to watch. Honestly, a pretty good group. Feel like our record could have been a little bit different, but I mean, as a team that only had 3 seniors, it was a pretty solid year. And as the year went on, you could kind of see them getting used to the varsity level, as a lot of our team was sophomores. Even there's a few juniors that didn't even play very much. And so as sophomores coming up playing varsity this year, I was pretty impressed for the most part.
Yep.
It was pretty cool to see. There's a few funny moments in the volleyball season. They all kind of
Ate a couple balls off the face.
yeah. And one was Tegan Crane. She got hit. Was it the face or the shoulder that one night?
She got hit in the face.
She got hit in the face, and the ball popped back up. We kept playing it. She was staring at the ground.
Holding her head.
And she's sitting there like this, and the other team smacks one right at her, bounces off of her hip, and she keeps it in the air again, all without even playing. She hadn't moved her feet once. It was just all luck. And then that was hilarious. And then you're going to tell them about Kaylin Nichols and how lucky she got?
Edwards County, I believe Grace McCarthy, if I said her last name right, she went to spike it, and when she did, she punched it right over the net, right in the back row, right to Kaylin, and it bounced her off her shoulder, right off her face. And I think the ball was still played live after that.
I believe so.
But she had quite
First
the
play
red
of the
mark.
game.
Yeah, very first play of the game. She had quite the red mark for the rest of the night.
Yes, it was hilarious. And that team hits hard.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, they were all getting up and they were all hitting it hard.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about basketball season?
We started basketball this week, and I think Wyan Miller said the girls start Tuesday. We haven't quite started practices. Ours is more conditioning and open gyms. We've had some bright flashes, young especially too, stepping up. Cade Flanagan being one. I couldn't see him getting very many freshman minutes, if any at all. He'll probably start JV as a big and step up and play the varsity role as a big. And then sophomores, we have, I think, 5. We have Austin Boone, really good defender. Cal Welch, pretty versatile. He can play a little bit of defense, good passer, can shoot the ball if needed. Bentley Denham, little and scrappy, about like I was when I was younger. Caden Rubenacker, he's tall and lengthy, he can shoot the ball pretty well, or as Coach Reed would say, stroke the thing. Dallas Benbrook, he came back to play after not playing since his 8th grade year. Be a pretty good defender. And then
Dallas was locked down his 8th grade year, and he'd get a steal, and you don't know if he's gonna make the layup or not, but you know he's gonna get the steal.
Yeah.
And he's not getting beat down the floor.
No, he's pretty fast.
He's probably
fast, if not faster than me.
Yes, you two are the only guys that can keep up with each other.
And then sophomores, we only got one, and it's Colby.
Junior.
Juniors. And he's just not getting back from his shoulder injury.
Yeah, I still can't play no contact, but I'm doing some drills, not ready to scrimmage yet.
Getting back in shape.
Yep, slightly. We're trying to.
And then we have 4 seniors, myself, Jace Cross, Ethan Kessler, and Laban Dial. We've all stuck with it since, 3rd, 4th grade.
Yep.
And Kessler showed some bright flashes. I think he's coming up on his 1,000 points this year. 200 or 300 points away. Laban, he can shoot the ball. Jace, really good defender. Undersized big, but he'll get down and scrappy in the paint. And then myself, defender, can throw a good pass every once in a while.
Throws a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just a few good ones.
Yeah. And I say, well, we have a good chance of winning the conference this year. We got some competition from Flora and Edwards County.
Definitely Fairfield. Fairfield's going to be tough this year.
They'll be young, but they'll be tough.
Yeah. They'll have 2 or 3 juniors starting.
Yep.
I think the only senior I can name off the top of my head would be Jake Easton. Yep. He's played varsity for the last few years. He's pretty solid, so he'll know what he's doing out there.
Yep.
And I'm friends with a lot of the other players on that team, and they definitely have a lot of potential, and they're big, and they're coming for us this year.
Carmi, everyone expects him to be down this year, but they had a kid move in from North City. I think he's just a junior, but he was always a pretty good ball player. He'd always get a couple of varsity minutes, and I could see them being half decent this year.
Yep, I can see that too. We kind of have friends from everywhere, so we know a little bit of intel on everybody, but there's a lot of stuff before the season that's still up in the air, though. And I'm pretty excited for this year, though. I think we'll have a good year. I think we'll have fun. And, we've all been pretty close since we were like 3 and 4 years old. I don't think there's anything that can totally ruin this year except for injuries. I think we're going to enjoy our time together, and we're not going to butt heads any. I think we're just going to play some ball. Yep.
And then our first game is November 25th against Cesar, at Cesar.
Yep.
And then you want to talk about the girls a little bit, Colby?
Yep. The girls, the girls are coming off of a pretty solid year last year. They definitely turned it up at the end of last year.
They're down in size this year.
Yeah, they're definitely down in size. There's a couple freshmen that I named. Miss Wellen, she is, I think, out for the year with surgery. Milligan.
We didn't really talk about her.
No, Kennedy Milligan. She's
groin.
Labrum in her hip.
Yep.
She had surgery there. She's a pretty good athlete.
Kelsey Ashcraft, she's had some knee surgery, but it wasn't as bad as they thought. So they thought if they rushed it, they could probably have her back this week, but they decided not to rush it. So they think she'll be back beginning of next week and then earliest in 2 weeks.
A lot of prayers answered there from a lot of people. A lot of that was up in the air, no telling. She missed all volleyball season.
Yep.
And a blessing for her and her family that it was light and a quick recovery. I think it was just a cleanup of the meniscus.
Getting all the extra tissue and
Yep.
liquid out of there.
Yep. And let's see, who all do we have seniors this year? We'll have Kaylin Nichols, Racy Phelps.
I think that's all.
Is that I want to say that might be it actually.
I believe that's all.
And then we'll have Annabelle Woodrow starting as well.
Briley Varner was gonna play, but she had messed up her shoulder the previous year, and she played through volleyball with a shoulder injury, and she had dislocated a couple times, and so
she'd actually torn her labrum in
Yep.
her shoulder too.
and so they decided to go ahead and just not play basketball, and she's just gonna have surgery and just get recovered for her senior year of sports
Yep.
instead of risking not being able to play sports ever again.
Yep. And I think that's the right choice there.
Yep.
And there is McKenna Casey.
Yep.
She will most likely be a starter there. She'll probably be our 5.
Yes.
She's by far our tallest girl.
Yep.
Um,
She's got a lot of room to grow too. She moved in from Goreville the last year, I believe.
last year, yep.
And she was definitely not basketball ready. And then I say by mid-season, she had shown some very good clips of having very high potential.
Yep.
And by the end of the season, she was getting a
lot
lot
of
of
varsity
varsity
time.
Yes, a lot of varsity time. Going in for Cora Wellen, also one that graduated last year.
And honestly, she's not super big, but she's definitely big enough to play the post. She rebounds well. She scores pretty well inside. Last year she did not have very much range. However, she has been training, and she's been going to basketball workouts. And she doesn't play volleyball or anything else, so this is pretty much all she's been focused on. And I think she's definitely going to be a different player from last year.
Yep.
And I believe our 5th starter is up in the air. Probably Colby Miller.
Probably Colby just because of Kelsey's knee, but I can see them switching that
Yes.
depending on who they're playing or depending on soreness or anything like that,
Yep.
whether they need defense or offense or just kind of switching it up.
I agree. Or maybe a little more size.
Yep.
Kelsey's a little bit bigger than Colby,
Yep.
but I would say Colby might be a little more scrappier in a full court defensive stance. Either way, both are great athletes and definitely a lot of hope there.
And I could see both of them starting and maybe not starting McKenna just to get down and full court press
Yep.
or something like that.
I'd say the only 3 gimmies of the starting lineup are probably the 2 seniors and Annabelle, and I'd say the other 2 will probably switch out a lot.
Yep.
I would say McKenna would start the majority of the games just because of her size, but if we go out there and we play a smaller but quicker team, I would definitely not be surprised to see a little bit of change in the starting rotation.
Yep. The girls' first game is November 18th at Massac County. And I see them having just as good as a season as we do. They have a little more competition coming from Carmi. Carmi's got a couple good young scorers. Other than that, I see them, Edwards County as well. They have Lola and they have Grace, which are both 6 foot and taller. Very good scorers. I think Lola's committed to play basketball at Illinois, I think. I could be wrong, though.
Yes. Is it Illinois College or I can't remember.
I think it's down in Champaign.
Is it in Champaign?
I think in Champaign.
I would not be surprised. She's big and
She can score all
she
around.
can score. And she plays like a man,
Yeah.
like how a man would play basketball.
She can handle the ball very well
Yes.
for a girl.
Yep.
Very well.
Definitely a hooper. Definitely one
Yeah.
of the top tier hoopers around here and the women's side of things.
You can
And
tell she has brothers with the way she plays. You can tell she.
I honestly didn't know if she had brothers or not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does.
Well, they're probably 2 huge dudes because she's like 6'3".
For a woman, yes.
Yes. Well, I believe that is about all we have. It's been fun. We'll be more consistent with our posting now. I think
Yes.
we've got most of our work in the class out of the way, and we can post more and be more consistent for you guys, give you more updates just in time for basketball season.
Yes, we probably won't post another one until the first games.
Yep.
We probably won't worry about coming back next week and talking. And then we miss a couple weeks of school with Thanksgiving break coming up and then Christmas break being right behind that, but we will try to talk about stuff when we get back and before we leave as well. Hey guys, we lost some footage when we were recording it for the first time, and we didn't realize till a day or two later. I think Colby's gone the next day, so we didn't make it to re-record that part, and we had forgot what we were talking about when we lost it. But after watching it, I was getting to the part about winter sports, about Christmas break time when we talk about the EHT, and Colby will pick up on that.
Yep. So we will try to put out 1 or 2 more podcast episodes before Christmas break. And after Christmas break, we will come back and we will talk about the holiday tournament, the EHT for the boys, and the girls' holiday tournament. Where's that at? Do you remember?
I think the girls, I think it's Benton.
Benton. I believe it's Benton. And the girls' holiday tournament. We'll come back and recap those. And we'll probably have a couple more games after that before we can get back into school and into our podcast episodes. But I believe that is all we have for our upcoming schedule, and that's all we got to talk about.
I'm Braxton.
And I'm Colby. We'll see you on the next episode.